technically now, huh?
That's a nice echo.
Thank you, dog. Thank you.
Yeah, the acoustics in here.
It's because it's fucking built in the fucking Stone Age. I fucking hate these.
Yeah, there's
I hate
asbestos in here for sure.
I've been sick for like 3 years straight, dog. So I mean,
no, that's definitely asbestos.
no, it 1000% is.
Yeah.
Because when I leave, I feel fine. I come back, I'm stopped up
Well,
constantly.
you're living in lead paint in here. So,
They just painted over it and was like, yeah, we're good.
Paint, yeah, this popcorn, ceiling, all that good stuff, man.
Let me intro this fucking podcast.
It's a sick studio, though, you know.
Yeah, my living room. Yeah, welcome to Double D's Unprofessional podcast review. I am one half of the D. Yo. Darion.
Pause.
The other half.
Pause.
Yo, it's crazy. Silverback Danny. We all know Daniel.
Yeah.
As you know, it's a pod movie review. So if there's spoilers, you can't get angry because it's a movie review. If you don't want the movie to be spoiled, go watch the movie, come back, and then enjoy it with us. With us here today, he goes by many names. If you're from Medellin, Colombia, you might know him as El Blanco Cucuy. If you're from like Uptown Harlem, maybe Dykeman Park, you might know him as the one they call Mile. Garrett's here.
That's me, repping Co-op City. Heavy shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like I said, Medellin, Colombia, dog, you know.
Yeah, no, that's so aquí. You know what I'm saying? We keep it real. We're here to fuck it up.
That's exactly what
like
we're
most of
gonna
the movies we're reviewing, super old. So if that's a spoiler, then that's on you, you dumb fuck.
I don't
Got a point though.
I don't know why you watch a movie review and then be surprised that they spoiled. In the name it says movie review.
Parentheses.
Like,
yeah, you know what I mean.
You should know.
Movie title.
Like, hey, movie, which is 1917, by the way. If fucking Wikipedia, I'll give you a fucking premise of the movie. 1917 is a 2019 British war film directed and produced by Sam Mendes. I didn't know who that dude was. Phenomenal fucking job. The film takes place after the German retreat to the Hindenburg Line during Operation Alberic. That's not how you say it. Doesn't matter. It follows two British soldiers, Will Schofield and Tom Blake, played by George McKay and Dean Charles Chapman, respectively, in their mission to deliver an important message to call off a doom offensive attack. It also has Mark Strong, Andrew Scott, Richard Madden, who played Robb Stark in Game of Thrones. Some chick, I don't know. I didn't remember seeing any woman in the movie, but
That one that was in the basement.
oh, whenever he was in love. Colin Firth and Benedict Cumberbatch. Whatever, man. Same.
Okay.
Doctor
I'm not a fan of
Strange.
him anyway.
Doctor Strange.
Daniel doesn't like him, so
I'm not crazy about him. I don't get the hype behind Benedict, so it's just.
I mean, he killed it when he played Smaug. In The Hobbit.
See, too much CGI.
I hadn't seen
refuse to
it,
watch
so
I mean, yeah, like whatever.
That's why I like the original.
No,
Lord
the
of
originals.
Rings.
Originals are
The
like,
practical effects of the orcs.
No, super sick. The Uruk-hai killed it. Awesome.
like Alfred Hitchcock, I didn't know where to step in, dog. Like Alfred Hitchcock's Rope, it lacks apparent cuts, looking largely as if it were filled with too long takes. Mm-hmm. That's probably one of the best things about the movie.
Hands down.
It looks like there's just some dude with a camera running after them.
And
so now that
stabilized, it's beautiful, beautiful.
Now that I've got that, like the therapist says, you should always start with love before you get into the hate. I want to ask, gentlemen, what did y'all like about the movie? Obviously, the way it was shot. Outside of that,
Damn, that's like my biggest part. Like, I mean, I'm not crazy about war movies personally, but I did like. It was a decent story. Don't get me wrong. But my thing was the cinematography. It was just how well it was shot was my personal, and like the effects that they used. Whenever like that burning church, you know, that one where he gets to the town
they built
after dark.
a fucking rig for it. It was like a five-story rig. I was reading the trivia on the website. I can't ever always say it. Always fuck it up.
IMDb is the shit.
5 stories rig, and it was like the biggest rig they've ever built just for that one scene.
Mm-hmm. And the lighting and how they did it was beautiful. With like it made it look like
Flares were going off.
Flares were
like that.
going over, and then whenever he approaches that church, and it was, I think, didn't they CGI that fire in though, and the After Effects? Or I remember you said something like,
Yeah, I think
part of that was like After
yeah, it was
Effects,
post production.
but like still, it looked really phenomenal. How he's just standing there in amazement, it looked real. So like honestly, that was probably like one of my favorite scenes is that whole whenever he's in that town by himself, and just people just coming left and right, pause, and like,
yeah.
and then yeah, that shorty in the basement who like the only other person in the town, and she just happened to have a kid. Like I thought that was really cool. It was really out of place. It felt weird, but it was still a really cool scene.
That's his kid, by the way.
I don't think so.
No. I'm gonna let you get to your. Let me explain.
Go ahead.
Let me explain to you.
Oh shit. Okay, I thought it was.
She saved his life, dog. He was shot kind of in the head. Like he was shot at the head, and then the helmet luckily helped
that
him.
shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Definitely can cut. Ooh, we need some medical expertise on some parts.
What's up?
Do you want to do that now, or do you want?
You want to jump right into it?
I mean, we can make that a final clip. We can talk about all the medical. We can
Yeah,
do it all
since
at
he's
once.
like medical and
Yeah.
shit. I don't know what you
Not
do.
going to establish my place of work in case I get fired for this, but
We don't have to do that.
yeah,
yet.
no.
Yeah, we're not breaking any HIPAA laws.
Yeah,
You'll be
no.
all right.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
no,
definitely
HIPAA.
HIPAA violation.
Fuck HIPAA.
But like, they were in love, dog. For that like 5-minute scene, she fucking she helped him back to health, as good as you could be. You got popped in the head.
Yeah.
And she was. They obviously there was a language barrier. He's English, and she's definitely German. But in that moment, they were in love for like 5 minutes.
Well,
She was telling him to stay and everything.
You got to think that it's 1917. That was probably like the 8th woman he'd ever seen in his life. You know.
Yeah.
So,
But I also disagree because there was a point in time where he pulled pictures of like a female and a kid out of his jacket, and it said, "Come back to us."
That's his other family, dog. Back then, you could go to the town over and have an old.
That's
you can
honestly,
go to
yeah.
the other end of town and have another family.
Yeah. I mean, I guess okay.
You know, he had an East Side family and a West Side family.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd go back to the east side. I mean, that one wasn't getting bombed and shot up.
She can't help. That's where she lived, dog. Like,
She can. Like, the whole town's in ruins. Leave, bitch. Like, who cares about your little 6-month-old kid?
she was probably Jewish. Oh wait, that hadn't started yet. Never
Yeah,
mind.
no.
Well, I mean, hey, she could have been.
She could have been Jewish as well, but I mean,
it
That's why he left her in the basement.
It
Makes
wasn't
sense.
a problem then, or I mean, an issue.
like,
Cut the problem part out of that.
like 10 years later, dog. What'd you like about the movie?
What did I like? Hands down, my favorite scene is when they're coming out of the trench. Everybody's seen that scene if you haven't seen it. But
Oh, yeah.
coming out of the trench and he's running sideways. He's running parallel to the trench, and he's
Well,
He
he was-
couldn't get through,
Yeah,
and so
and
he's just like, fuck it. I'm
yeah,
gonna-
and then they decide to charge, and they're coming over the top, and he's running into those guys.
He wasn't supposed to.
No,
Apparently,
that's
that
not-
wasn't planned.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know if you've seen that. I don't know if I sent you that TikTok or not, or the
No,
Instagram
that's not
video.
planned. That wasn't planned.
I saw it
he-
on IMDb, like some of the trivia. Yeah,
He was running and then hit, and then they were like, "Just fuck, keep it going."
But if you
yeah,
watch,
because they only had one take.
if you
yeah.
watch those guys, if you watch it back, those guys just fall down like they got shot because they didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
They don't get back up. So
There was a couple of them I saw, like, there was nothing going on, and they just, like, started rolling and shit.
And the rats scene, that was probably my other favorite one, just
Rats
because like how that looked. Like, isn't that right? I'm
Yeah, when they're,
I'm not
in the German
I'm not
bunker.
smoking crack.
When they're in the
I
bunker?
mean,
Okay. I
Before
think there was a lot,
before
like,
the explosion.
there was a lot in like,
Yes.
the earlier scenes, the rats covering.
No, I'm talking about like
jumping
yeah,
the
when
dead
they're
bodies.
yeah, that was super cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm just gonna double back on it. Like the cinematography was just so sick.
honestly, that was
probably
really my
some of
favorite
the best
part.
camera work and probably one of like the most unique takes on not only like a war movie but like cinema in general. It's like really refreshing take.
Yeah,
That's why it won so many awards. It
Yeah.
should have won Best Picture, but have you seen Parasite?
No, I haven't. I've always wanted to, but I just never got around to watching it.
Hey man, listen, none of us have, dog. I
I
mean,
mean, that's readily accessible to everybody. I think it's on Netflix.
we can make it happen, dog.
I think
mean,
It's on something.
I think it's Hulu.
I can
Last
check
we checked,
see
it was on
Hulu.
Hulu.
Yeah,
I can check and see real fast. Can you keep the conversation going?
Give me this.
What'd you
I
like
hate-
about it, Darion?
Yeah,
You didn't say what you liked about it.
yeah.
All right, don't put it on me. All right, now you. Damn it, I did 1970. On Para.
I hate.
Jamie, pull up 1917 rat clip, please.
It's on what is now as of today Max. It was HBO Max.
I got
Today
that.
it transferred over to
Oh yeah,
Max.
like that. That's. A
They took it off, and then instead of having the purple, since they're merging with Discovery, They made the logo blue. It's also the owner's Crip ties. And so then it's just Max.
I mean, you know what Crips and businessmen, you know what I'm saying? They know how to run an operation.
Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle, dog. I mean, you know, one of the best. Even though
one of the best to ever do it.
I don't care for his music, but I liked who he was as a person, what he was doing. I'm going to toss it out there.
It's not like you ordered it to me the other night.
But anyway.
That's exactly what
You
I
said you don't like NIG. Never mind.
Yo, hold up. That's a lie.
Caught in 4K, dude. Holy
I
shit.
thought you was about to say something like, it's like you said cotton. I was like, where's he going?
Hey, man, listen.
No.
You got to fucking relax.
No, man. I can't go there.
Obviously,
Yet.
like... whoa.
Next movie on the agenda, 12 Years a Slave.
Well, how I wanted to do it, dog, is that every time we meet up, somebody else has picked a movie.
Yeah.
I did the first one. You motherfuckers can thumb wrestle.
I mean, if you want to
flip
make
a coin.
Parasite, I'll pick the next one or whatever. I don't care.
Whatever you want to watch,
Or
man.
if I'm invited back, it probably won't be after this one. But
Nah, dog.
you can dude, if you could phone me in from my house on Zoom and bring me in like it's a newscast for the medical advice. And that's it, you know what I'm saying?
The original plan I had was for me, you, Daniel, and Stevie to do it, and we talked about it.
That would have been awesome.
Well, you know.
Steven,
But trying to get Steven involved in anything, yeah.
whatever.
He's gonna watch this. I hope y'all know that.
Oh, yeah.
We can't don't bash him too much. He's gonna
Steven,
see
get
it.
in on it, man.
Pause.
He doesn't want to. It is
Pause.
what it is.
Thank you for saving me.
Yo,
Do that in there
crazy.
like a life raft. Man, it's almost June. God. But
It's the subtle, dog.
anyway,
Cinematography was phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's some of the best movie
cinematography.
cinematography. That's some of the best I've ever seen in my fucking life, man.
Oh,
That
Jesus.
is. I've got a problem, man. Okay.
No, I'll
Make fun of a
I'll quit fucking with you.
illness. That was great.
Anyway,
I like the storyline. Daniel didn't like the storyline too much. I really liked it. I feel like you were almost tearing up though whenever old boy got clapped.
No, because I knew it was going to happen. No, I knew, like...
Somebody was going to die, yes.
Yeah, like 5
He
minutes
kept
in,
asking me questions, and I was, damn, dog, I don't know. Watch the movie.
yeah, like I haven't seen this either.
I didn't even ask for specifics. I was like, one of them is
No,
gonna
I had
die.
watched it.
No, yeah, oh, you had?
Oh, yeah, I went and saw it in theaters, and then I bought it on DVD.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's right there. I was like, somebody's going to die. And I didn't ask for who. I was just like, one of them is going to die.
Yeah.
Like, I know it. Will you just confirm or
Well, it's
deny
war,
that?
dog, of course.
Well, yeah, but like...
Well, when you got like a limited number of like main characters, like somebody's got to
Right,
somebody's
exactly.
gotta get clipped.
Exactly.
So
And yeah, I just hate how they did Homeboy. His humanity was what got him killed. He was like, "Oh, we're gonna help this German pilot."
Try to let that motherfucker burn,
That's
dog,
what
like they
I'm
did the
saying.
Jews.
The second I walked up, it's like, "Oh, it's a German pilot." Pop. Huh?
no,
Just keep going, bro. Don't let my statements
hold up,
interrupt.
what was that? No, but I think they got too wrapped up in. I think they were super excited about the way that they were going to film it. That they probably didn't really focus as much as they should have on the storyline. Possibly, you know.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, I think like the character development is super good with the main character, but like
Oh,
He got thrown in some shit that he
what
wanted
I'm saying.
nothing to do with.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally,
dude
like,
was
from the
sleeping on a
jump,
tree.
yeah, he was just taking a nap. He's like, "All right, let's go."
yeah, but like
Like Lord of the Rings type
it
shit.
feeling like a one take kind of like helped with like character development, not having like a bunch of cuts in it and having like a literal main character. I think helped build the story, and like you could kind of grow with him as he like
Literally, like
yeah,
step by step
yes,
along the
step
way.
by step,
Yeah,
and nothing like there's no cut scenes, and then he ends up, you know,
just victorious.
25 miles away somewhere else, and you're like, well, what happened between here and there? You're with him the whole time, you know.
They got rid of old boy quick too. Like wasn't like the first 20, 30 minutes of the movie. I mean, they got rid of him
45, yeah.
really fast.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
like I knew, as Darion, as soon as they were walking towards that house, it's like something is going to happen in this specific scene.
Mm-hmm.
Well, whoever did
the scoring,
the scoring was phenomenal. Like you could feel something was going to happen
like,
just with
that
with the sound.
timed it perfectly with like all those tension and like it just got lower and slower beats. Like you knew like something like they were building suspense, and I like.
Well, my whole thing is they're walking through a fucking empty field and there's people flying around, and I was like, "Damn, dog, you couldn't tell they probably seen you, dude. I don't know."
Yeah, but like in their defense, they're in a biplane. So like,
Okay.
What does that mean for us less intelligent beings?
Yeah, he's an expert on all
like
things.
the double wing like
Nerd.
Red Baron plane. I mean, they're probably not that good at shooting people anyway. So,
But I'm saying, like, they would have seen you. They could have,
100%.
well, no, they probably didn't have
I was about to say, did they have
communications back
radios
then.
or
Yeah, they
something?
didn't have shit like
I don't
that.
think
So
they
it'd be
did.
like,
They're
hey,
just gonna fly by
I
like
think that
they're
thing
over
was,
there.
That thing was barely flying, I think, anyway. So there was no way there was any type of communications on that. But no, not to deviate, but All Quiet on the Western Front. It's on
Never heard of
Netflix. It's a German movie, but it's World War One, and we were talking about the score, which made me think of that. Best score I've ever heard in a movie ever.
what's it called?
All Quiet on the Western Front. I've watched it probably 6 times since it came out, and it came out this year.
No shit.
Yeah,
I've never even heard of it. That's
No,
crazy.
it's really good. I mean, you can watch it dubbed or you can watch it with subtitles, which I never do.
Oh, so it's in German?
It's in German, made by Germans, about Germans in World War One.
Oh, so they
They
won.
make themselves seem like the good
No,
guys.
no, it's a what happens to the main characters is horrible, and I don't know, it's fucked up for sure, but it's a good movie.
Yeah, the World Wars. Thank God we don't got to experience shit like that, or haven't.
That's what we were saying, that, like,
Yeah.
as Americans, we've been really
Fortunate.
blessed. Yeah, fortunate that we've never had to experience a war really on our turf.
No,
Like, at all, in any shape. 9/11 is probably the closest thing we've ever taken. We've had
well,
that.
I think it just depends on where you live too. Like,
Well, I mean, outside of the Civil War.
yeah, no, I'm saying like if you live on the southern border, I've heard stories about some crazy shit happening down there.
the
Basically,
wetbacks.
basically conflicts going on down there and stuff like that. So, but
like
yeah,
Chicago
we're definitely
and Compton.
Americans are so fucking spoiled that we make up problems about shit that doesn't exist
I've seen somebody talking about some shit like that.
because
yeah.
we don't even have real problems. So we just have to create conflict.
Well, that's the whole first world problems. That's what, that whole started.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get like black pilled or anything in here, like red pilled or whatever you want to call it. But
Hey, man.
you know what I'm saying? But like.
Starting early, dog.
No, I'm not trying to get into that. It's movie reviews. I'm not trying to like talk about.
I'm not trying to get
I'm not trying to talk about how the government's trying to divide us. But
I went over what we did like about it.
I feel like there was more. Hold up, like let's.
Like I said, therapists said start with love.
well, what I'm saying is like the cinematography is such a big part of why the movie's good. And it's kind of hard to like narrow down anything else because there's not a lot.
It's just shit.
It really isn't.
There's not a lot. There's not a lot to the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's fairly simple.
yeah. There's not a. There's
Like
not
you
a,
need to get it from point A to point B,
Yeah.
point B to point C.
The premise is, what's the other guy's name? Damn.
Dude got.
Yeah, I don't know what his name is.
Dude, I got.
The dude who got.
He's
His brother-
He's from an African tribe in Zimbabwe.
Hey, man. I strike two with this motherfucker. All right, bro. His brother is in an infantry. Is it 9 miles away? It's nothing like really that far, really.
On
like-
foot, it's
Yeah, like-
On foot is a hike.
yeah,
Yeah.
in the mud.
And so,
And dead bodies.
in their part of their,
Yeah.
German front.
the German, he's better at the terms than I am.
Oh, for sure, because he's
And so,
respectfully.
I mean,
listen, man.
I'm into sci-fi. You're into war shit. It's all good. History, whatever.
but not like
German front, and so his brother's infantry is about to, I think the next day, they're saying, hey, the Germans are retreating. We got them on the run. Let's go attack them. And they're like, no, it's strategic. They're wanting you to do so, and they're going to attack.
Yep.
Here's your job is to get there within the next 24 hours and warn them not to do it. Here's a direct letter. You need to go. Like now. Go. He's like, you pick somebody and go. He takes his homeboy, who 10 minutes ago was asleep on a tree, dog. He was enjoying life. And now,
that's a stretch.
as much as you can enjoy life in 1917 in the middle of the war,
Okay.
he's asleep on a tree in a field of daisies, which I don't know if you know, at the end of the movie,
he does the same thing.
Yeah.
doubles back.
Yeah.
To show completion of the journey.
Beautiful, dog.
Yeah,
I loved it.
That was
Full circle.
that was the best.
Little
part.
thing like that, nice. And so they go German front, and then they're at a German. They get to German bunkers. There's dead bodies everywhere. These massive craters where I'm assuming mines or bombs have gone off.
Mortars, maybe.
They get there and they go inside, and this is where we can get to some of the little nitpicky things we may or may not have liked. First off, you ever been poked with barbed wire? Dude got his hand cut open quick.
Yeah, like
Razor
30
wire.
seconds into it, like they were literally just getting past their own line, and he.
Yeah.
What kills me is that he continues to use that hand, like, as they're going through those craters, to, like, balance himself. I'm like, you ever thought about just closing?
Packing mud in there.
And then, like, packing mud with it?
Well, I mean, no, I'm talking about because he was.
I was like, that's something?
No, not like.
No, he literally
not deliberately
fell
packing.
into a dead body. Remember?
Yeah, he laid his hand in that dead dude's body.
Yeah, not good.
through the
man.
chest cavity.
But I mean, like, you gotta think, like, if we're talking real world scenario, you got so much adrenaline running, you don't feel your hand.
What I'm saying is, like, just if you're thinking about it, just fist it up, pause, and then, like, use that as a stabilizer as you're going through the trenches and all that.
But he does eventually like start to use like his fingertips and like doing this. If you noticed, like eventually, like after that first like few minutes of him adjusting to that,
After he had dipped the fucker in a dude's stomach.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but
Pause.
No, because we could go there, but I don't think it's probably best, you know?
No, but like you got to think again too, like modern healthcare. You know, people didn't even wash their hands, so
They didn't wash their...
he's not thinking about infection and things like that. So
yeah, he could get got by a German at any point.
yeah,
So
yeah,
that was probably if he survives the war.
yeah. The infection will kill him in a week. The German can kill him any second. So
Well, they get into the bunker, and that is, like... First off,
That's where like
we got to just watch all the movies over here, dog. This motherfucker has spoiled me, bro. Those dark scenes was...
nice.
Perfect.
yeah.
So we get in there, they're in the bunker, in the Germans' bunker. Rats are going around and everything. I don't remember what the guy that did live, he was looking for something, and he notices, oh shit, there's a tripwire. There's a rat hanging from the ceiling, rat falls. And they're like, hey, don't go anywhere. Like, you know, the rat understands words.
They kind of tried to stop it, but how you going to stop a,
Wild animal.
Yeah.
It hits, explodes. My question. He would have blown his eardrums out, right?
Probably.
Probably
Being
caved his
that close,
chest in.
It was literally like about from me to you was the blast.
Yeah, I mean, it just, I don't know. I mean, I've never been blown up before, so I can't
We can-
say, but I'm probably he would have had some hearing
Well, I'm
loss.
asking because you're a medical expert.
Yeah,
You're
but
our
I'm also
on-site medical
not like
expert.
I'm not in a war zone. So.
I feel like that would have...
You know, but like, I'm
Like-
saying it probably would. It just depends. I'm not an explosive expert, but like if it broke the sound barrier, then it's obviously gonna like it probably would have ruptured his eardrums just from the shock.
Yeah.
Of the
I
explosion.
mean, because it blew the actual dude whose journey it was, it blew him back like 5 feet.
Yeah.
I see you with that smug little face.
No, I was just I just smile. I'm just a smiling guy.
What kind of person are you?
Happy. I
Happy,
guess.
dog. I know.
Damn, that's crazy.
You don't know what that's like.
Yeah, and like the dude whose journey it was, it knocked him off his feet, pushed him like 5 foot back. So the dude was right next to it, had that rubble falling on
It
him.
did, yeah, crumbled on top of him. I'm assuming that he'd have been way off, way worse than he was.
At least a concussion, because he just started walking out. Like, granted, he's like, "Oh, my eyes," because he got
We had
dust
dust in there.
and like all in his mouth and shit. Like,
Yeah. Pause.
No, that's crazy. I had hold on. Which one's mine? This one?
I don't know.
So many fucking Holocaust jokes. Dust in the mouth.
Oh, well, I mean, it's not World War II.
I know, but I'm saying, like,
Oh, okay.
just shouldn't say them. So they get out, and they get the dust and everything out of his eyes and everything, and from there they're walking. I think they get out of the German part, and then they're in some trees. They're in just the woods. Everything's cool.
Oh yeah, that's whenever they got to that first little opening in the field, and then they passed those cherry blossoms and shit.
Yep.
Beautiful, by the way.
Honestly,
cinema,
yeah.
like the scene
oh,
right
yeah,
there.
It's awesome when you can find when they do that, when they put like little pieces of not tore up shit in a war movie. I think it's really.
But I mean, technically they were chopped down.
Yeah. I'm just saying like when it's
Yeah,
like
we're
beautiful
spoiling
like
the
that.
whole
You know what I'm
fucking
saying? Just
Dog,
different.
You're watching a fucking movie review, dog. I don't
but
know
we're
what
doing
you're
scene by scene,
expecting.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we are doing scene by scene. We're doing a scene by scene walkthrough.
But yeah, no. At that point, whenever they looked and saw that like house, I was like, "Oh, something bad's about to happen." I fucking called it. I thought they were gonna be like 30 Germans just chilling in that house or something. So I mean,
Well, the way like I said, the score, like it got really intense. And you're like, okay, something's happening, and then it just stops. It's like, oh, okay, shit's cool. No, it's not.
and I liked how when like they were kind of crouching, like kind of approaching the house, the camera also lowered, so you were kind of like level with them. I like that because it like you said, it made it feel like you were following them. Yeah,
Yeah, you're the third person there.
just not in any harm, which is awesome.
That dude drunk that milk, and
Yeah, that was
hard, dude.
that's weird how they see. I don't even want to say that part. Like killed all the cows, but that one is weird how all of them were dead except for that one though.
Yeah, there was one cow left over.
That was a thing. Like, why?
Well, I think it's foreshadowing that he's the only one that's gonna make it.
Oh, that one dead in the.
It's just him, man. You know, by the end of the movie, it's just him. He's the one cow.
He's good.
You could look at it, man. You could look at it that way. I mean,
Good man.
He gave me some breakdowns of Interstellar before.
Fuck Interstellar.
But like circling back to like the end of the movie when he's leaning up against the tree, like from the beginning when he's leaning up against the tree to when in the end scene when he's leaning up against the tree, he's a totally different person.
Oh yeah.
Than when he started out.
He's
on
literally
his
been
journey.
blown
Oh,
up.
yeah, he's
You know what I mean?
at.
He's just like a young kid that's like scared, and then by the end of it, he's like basically like a seasoned vet. That's
Got
like
that 1,000-yard
like,
stare.
Yeah, it's like been through all kinds of shit by himself.
In a 24-hour span, he's lived
Yeah.
more than most people in their whole lives. Yeah.
Well, they shouldn't have trusted the German dude first off when the plane crashed.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's
I'd
what
let that
got him.
motherfucker burn in there, dog.
That's what dude got. Like, because his humanity's like, oh no, they pulled him out, tried to save him. Fuck that.
You didn't
Should've
recognize the suit wasn't different?
They knew because the dude was like speaking German. I'm pretty sure.
So I'd have
he
been like,
was-
damn, bro, that's crazy. I don't know what to do, man. I got a cut on my hand, bro. I can't help you. End it for him? Nah, I'm definitely letting him burn, man.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I'm definitely letting him burn.
But what got me, I mean, I get it, but like, where the fuck did that other platoon come from?
Yeah, like literally like 20 seconds later, they're like, hey, bro, what happened?
There's like 50 dudes surrounding this house all taking
it's
a
like the
leak
ending
and
of the
shit.
Mist or something. And they all come out of the fog and shit.
Dude, have you ever seen that movie?
Oh, well.
What is it?
I had to go back and watch
The
it.
reference fell on. Sorry.
I got you. I know what you were talking about.
I'm sorry, I'm uncultured. My fault, guys. That's the point of this.
It's just a mist, man. I mean, whatever.
Missed the miss.
You're better
My
with
fault.
movies than I am. That's why I wanted him
Yeah, that's
pause
fair.
on here. Because y'all are good with movies. Like, I'm not. But,
That's fair. Yeah.
yeah, they came out of nowhere and we're like, hey, man, your dead buddy. Like, he just died. Let's move him out of the way. I hope you drag him over
Literally
here.
6 feet to the side of a barn. Like, not even like try and bury nothing. Just
Let's be respectful and get this motherfucker out of the way.
just out of the middle
Let's
of this
move him.
clearing.
Let's move him from right here to right there.
Oh, fuck, that wore me out. All right, that's good. Shit.
And they get there. There's a tree in the road. There's like 60
Oh, that-
dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, y'all couldn't all just pick the tree up, and then they did get it. And it was like
And they could barely pivot.
it was a
30
team.
degrees.
It was
Yes.
dude. It was a team of retarded kids, bro. Like,
Well, if that was the case, that thing would have been fucking thrown 6 miles down the road if it was a bunch of retards.
it's like in the original Incredible Hulk.
mean-
Whenever he was launching on the original Incredible Hulk, the one with the dude
Oh,
from American
Incredible.
History
I'm
X.
on with the
Oh,
Incredibles.
fucking,
I'm dumb as hell. Wait,
Edward.
Yeah.
that's not the original. Eric Bana. Still my Hulk to this day.
I'm gonna talk
Wait,
to
was
you.
that before or after Lou Ferrigno?
After it went Lou Ferrigno,
So
Eric
technically he's
Bana,
the original one.
Edward Norton, then Mark Ruffalo.
Okay. I mean, Edward Norton Hulk solos the entire MCU.
Oh, easily.
I think
They definitely nerfed MCU Hulk, and it pisses
that
me
dude
off.
shot put an M1 Abrams tank. I mean, you can't. I mean, not even shot put. Whatever the fucking one you spin around and throw it. Whatever.
Listen, man. I don't. We could do a whole separate podcast. My
MCU Hulk's
issue
a
with
pussy,
MCU
I'll
Hulk,
say that.
Oh, I hated what they
and
did.
then I could do a separate one on
Yeah.
top of that one about my hate for Captain America. Like,
Yeah. I don't like him either.
I wrote out an entire paper on
Oh, he
why I
did. He
didn't
had
like him.
a whole thesis on fuck Captain America.
Fuck Captain America, bro.
Wow.
We'll have to do that. We'll have to talk about that some other time. But like out of nowhere, they're like, "Yeah, man."
I love how people like he's just like from the 40s and people just don't think that he's gonna be like a mega racist. Like
He's pure, man. You know, he's Captain America, dog.
That's the thing.
I
Is
mean,
like, oh yeah,
he's like an Aryan
He's worthy.
experiment. I mean,
And what would have cracked me up is that whenever in the first Avengers, we'll get back on this topic, but like he's in there like, you know, punching the bags and everything.
Yeah.
Here comes fucking Black Nick Fury and it's like, hey man, here's your new job. So he'd have been like, dog, if you don't get this fucking multiple explicits out of my fucking face. And then when they get on the plane, some black dude hands him something. Like I'd have cracked up if he'd have like handed him like a 20 or something like that. I'm like, all right, here, thanks, get out of here.
I see that meme circulating.
Like, he's totally cool with fucking Nick Fury, and I'm like, dog, he just got out of the ice like
yeah, he
an
doesn't.
hour ago.
Yeah, and a motherfucker with an eye patch walks up on him, and he ain't ready for that.
He didn't even see him walking in, probably.
Y'all want to go? We pretty much covered everything on like cinematography and bullshit. Do you want to get into like the medical part or whatever? So I can
We kind of started with that whole first
so
one.
I can toot my horn and show how much I know.
Fuck out of here.
I'm just kidding.
But no, that part and like the part that I didn't like is that literally same scene with all those dudes. They get stuck in the road and can't move that light ass truck. Like they literally.
I can't imagine. I mean, I know the frame was probably like all steel, but like,
Yeah. No.
There's 20 of them.
all of the
got
weights
wheels
in the
on
front. Like,
No, they could have moved it for sure, I think. But
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and they couldn't move that tree. That was the thing. They went around another tree. They couldn't get the 40 of them. Couldn't get out and move that tree again.
when they pan the
tree.
camera around and you see what actually it was, it's like, bruh.
Yeah.
Well, here's what. I don't know if you
That
noticed.
goes back to the storyline, I think. That just goes back to writing.
I don't know
They
if you
had to
noticed
write
this
that
or
fucking
not.
tree in there.
Right.
I mean,
The way they went was muddy.
Yeah.
There's a tree, and on the other side of the tree, it's like dry dirt.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Tom,
could've
just
just
go
gone
the
left.
other way, bro. Who fucking wrote this movie, dog?
That's
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying, dude. They relied so heavy on the
and
cinematography.
it worked out because honestly, that part was phenomenal.
Yeah, that's
so they were just like, hey,
if that would have been filmed like a regular movie,
oh, it would not have been nearly as good.
probably a solid 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
We'll get to because I do want to do a ranking at the end,
Okay,
like a scale of 1 to 10.
alright, well, that wasn't my true ranking. That was
I know.
standard
That was
cinematography.
the hypothetical.
What cracks?
If they hadn't done anyway, go ahead.
Like, dude, Dad actually just lost his friend, and the dude was like, "Hey, man, it's war, bro. So you can go ahead and we'll give you a ride, though."
Yeah,
finish the job, man.
You're gonna help us move this tree and push this truck later. Maybe
Yeah.
if we get stuck inevitably.
And I didn't realize there was an Arab dude in there. I didn't notice him until my
Oh, the-
third or
the
fourth
sick
watch.
with
The sick with the
Yeah.
turban?
Yeah.
And they were just all cool about it. And I was like, I don't know how accepting they were of people at that time, but
I mean, I think if you were fighting on their side, I think it was all good.
I don't know. They're all in the trenches. I really don't think they cared who was on their side.
Well, that's like the.
they were still
that's like
calling him
the,
a saying "ni."
That's like the.
You know what the rest of it is. Okay.
Trebeliers or something like that.
Totally. Yeah.
African American French soldiers that fought in World War
Oh
One.
yeah.
Like they did like some awesome things, taking over.
I think I've watched a video of
taking
it.
over some very very important outposts and bases and stuff like that, and never got the credit for that. I mean, you can play as them in Battlefield 1 and learn about that story. I ripped that off in Battlefield 1, but
I've never played it, dog.
I never. Yeah. I'm not a gamer.
uncultured. I guess.
Nerd.
Whatever.
You learn from a video game. The fuck? Like what?
Yeah, like
you were
like you
there.
read a book or something like
You
that.
didn't even read a book, watch a documentary. You played a video game.
I at least watch a TikTok video over him.
Fuck. Yeah.
What the fuck? It is. I do like the whole scene though. Whenever he was shooting at old boy inside the house,
Oh, yeah.
super tense, and he walks through, and I guess he got. I hope he killed dude. Like
Did he
Yeah.
did he have his bolt action in that scene, or did he have
No, he had
automatic
the.
weapon?
it was automatic.
It wasn't. Yeah. Okay. No, I'm thinking of All Quiet on the Western Front.
Nerd. Yeah.
My bad.
He gets in there, and I hope he killed dude. Like at least, like if you're gonna get popped in the head, I hope you got him off. But yo,
Yo.
pause. Yo, it's crazy.
Heavy
I hope
pause,
you.
heavy
I hope you
pause.
killed him, because he did shoot, but then got hit in the head,
Yeah.
and then
I
he
think-
meets the love of his life.
I think what had happened was once he got up to the top of the stairs, he like slowly opened the door and they both shot at the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Because later, whenever he wakes up, he like goes to that window and looks out, and dude's still just.
Oh, is it? Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I must have missed that. Okay, so
And,
he's
like,
dead. Good.
and
I'm like
cir-
99.67.
Circling back to like the woman and the kid in like the basement or whatever, like I think that can also represent that his family back home, and that might be why he fell in love,
Ooh, kind of like
because it reminded him of his wife and his son.
kind of like what's the callback or whatever? Not even to the same movie, but to Interstellar. Whenever Matt Damon was like,
What would you do to protect?
yeah, like in your
son? Or,
last
yeah.
moments, your survival instinct
That's
just to
what I was
remind
talking
yourself.
about, or before you got here. That's what I was referring to. I couldn't remember. The
Maybe
quote.
that wasn't even real. Yeah, maybe that was literally just him like trying to stay alive, stay awake. 'Cause
Yeah,
they-
dude,
let's-
I mean, you're under
real
so
quick,
much
let's-
stress, dude. Like,
Real quick, let's do it real fast. Yo, pause.
Pause.
Do it real fast. He pointed out something he saw a theory on Interstellar.
Fuck Interstellar. Anyway, I'm listening.
The whole like him being through the black hole and him being like the fifth dimension.
The doom.
Yeah, on
shit.
the other side of the bookshelf. When he was in.
And then obviously they find him
Yeah.
somehow in a black
All of a
hole.
sudden
Which
he
makes
just like
no
flies
sense.
back through space
And then he's
back
there.
on Earth.
It's all like a.
I think that's what Matt Damon was referring to in your last moments, because the bookshelf represents time, and he's seeing all those memories, and he's seeing his daughter grow up, and I think that it's him dying, and I think that's like.
You think the whole time it's him in like a coma? Or
No, I
something?
think that when he went into the black hole, I think he died, and that was his what Matt Damon was talking about in your last moments. You see, you see what you love most, or your daughter, or whatever. And I think he watched his daughter grow up through the bookcase, And then,
But that doesn't make sense because whenever he was on Earth, before he went into space, all that shit was happening. So that had to have actually been happening.
Yeah, I'm not saying it didn't happen.
But like, I don't get how then how could he have been dead if that shit actually happened? That was him causing it to happen. So I don't like.
I think he's reliving it, like
true,
life
true.
flashing between your eyes.
He's talking about the ghost, like knocking the
and
doing
then
the
like
signing and stuff, and doing
him like the sand shit and causing it to fall like in the coordinates or whatever it was,
that's
his
true, that's true.
binary or whatever.
Okay, so you put a hole in the plot.
Yeah, because
The
it didn't.
theory.
No, I don't think he put a hole in the plot. He put a hole in my theory.
Yeah.
That part it didn't make sense. Like
I like the idea that it was just I like the theory of it, but then you fucking I had a balloon full of theory and you just poked it with a needle. Thanks.
I think any of that shit is plausible, but I think like the most least likely scenario is that he came out the other side.
yeah,
You know, like
124 years later, and his daughter like is
he just happens to show up on the day that she dies.
Yeah,
Like what are the odds of that? You know,
or wake up from his coma the day. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's what it was.
They're like,
No,
oh,
it wasn't
she's-
even that actually. He woke up and then because like
she was on her way flying
Yeah, like,
from.
it would take,
they
like, a
were
couple
on
weeks.
Saturn, which is highly unlikely.
No, they were outside of Saturn on that giant donut space shuttle thing.
Yeah.
Because
Was that outside of Saturn?
Yeah, it was floating around out there, and because there was kids playing baseball.
Because that's where the
I mean, I get that part.
that's
the
where the
donut part, but like,
wormhole thing was outside of Saturn.
They got there so they could research it and go in there and shit and send more people in, I think.
Okay.
But anyway, this is not a fucking Interstellar review.
Fuck Interstellar.
30-second one right there. Fuck Interstellar.
Yeah.
Just fuck Matt Damon, dog, and everything after that.
No, he changed after The Martian, man. He changed.
He hasn't been good since Good Will Hunting. I'm gonna toss that out.
No,
there.
yeah, it's his first movie.
I've never even seen it, but that's just.
Oh, I love it.
I believe it. I mean, that's highly accredited, so I respect it. Never seen it, but
It's a good one.
It is a pretty good movie.
I believe it.
You see, I'm not saying that I don't believe it. I just fuck Matt Damon.
Yes. I don't fuck Matt Damon.
Yeah,
It's
pause, I guess. Anyway,
He was great in The Departed. I don't know, man. He got clipped at the end, thankfully.
he deserved it.
Dude,
Yeah.
for real.
That movie's hard to follow sometimes. I've only ever seen it once, so I can't
You should
Call
probably
me-
watch it a second
call me a
time.
retard or whatever, but
Hey, man, you can't say that anymore.
can't.
Apparently. I'm just telling you what they told me, man.
Whatever, man.
It's new society, dog. Go with the rules. All right? You told me to call you Mayo. I didn't want to call you Garrett because I don't know, what your pronouns are these days. Maybe
call
the
me-
Mayo is the name.
Call me Kurt because I'm going to go home and put a shotgun in my mouth.
There we
If
go.
I got to keep fucking dealing with this shit. You
There
know
we
what I'm saying?
go.
I thought we weren't doing this.
Whatever, man. I never agreed.
Damn,
I
that smile went
I
away
never
real
agreed that I
quick.
wasn't going to commit suicide. And if you guys don't want to come,
Pause.
pause. That's fine.
To the
I'll just
suicide?
I'll just shoot
To
myself.
come to the suicide?
Come with me to that
To
whatever.
Neverland.
Yeah.
Like,
Fuck,
Whoa,
you
man.
Never grow old. You know what I'm saying? When you get touched by Michael Jackson or whatever. He didn't do that.
No, wait a second,
Not
man. Hold on.
Michael.
All I'm saying is, for 10 years, the FBI investigated him, man. All right? They never found nothing.
I mean,
He did some weird shit, for sure. I'm not
for
saying
sure,
he
like
didn't,
having,
but like having kids sleep over in your bed, super weird. But I'm just saying, they never said he fucked a kid.
I just think it's
I
because
mean,
he never
I
had a
think
childhood.
He definitely touched a kid. You know, if you're sleeping in the bed, chances of you rolling over on that little boy, whether whether you wanted to or not.
He rolled over into his ass.
Is there accusations of anal rape on
Yo.
on MJ? Mary Jane? No, but yeah, no, he definitely touched some kids, whether he wanted to or not. I think he did. He wanted to.
I'm not saying he didn't.
I mean, whatever though. Thriller's a great song.
You got a point.
I'm willing to look past it if you guys are.
I just want to know where the line of looking past starts and ends.
Definitely not at his nose.
I'm sorry, what?
That shit fell off.
So, like, do you still fuck with Robert Kelly?
I mean, I don't know how to hog tie people. Why would I hog tie somebody?
I don't know how to do that, dog. I literally watched that interview like 3 days ago, dog.
God. No, I don't fuck with R. Kelly, dude.
So underage women is where you draw the line.
Yeah. No, underage anything.
There you go. There you go.
Well, you just said
blanket statement, man. You know what I'm saying? Underage anything. I mean, if you're that old, 18's weird. I think.
A dog 24 is about
At
as
our
young as I'm
age,
willing to
18
fuck
is
with.
weird.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 22. So
It's still
it's
kinda
still
weird.
No, dude,
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
far ahead of where I was in high school that it's unreal. So
Yeah.
it's like not even. Never would even think about that.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Because it's just weird
Yeah. No, I mean, no. Yeah. No way.
being grown and somebody.
All right,
fresh
back
out.
to the movie.
Back
Yeah,
to
my
the movie.
bad.
Sorry about the
Whoops.
detour.
You fucks.
But anyway,
We're retarded.
how do we want to end it off?
Hold on. It gets into the river.
Climbing over that wall of bodies was
Oh,
crazy.
dude, wild. They made it look good.
They were inflated too. Like they looked like
Yeah,
they legit
yeah,
just
like
been
they
sitting
were
there in the water.
bloated.
Yeah.
It was really well done. He gets out, and he just takes a second to cry.
Literally like 30 seconds.
And he's like, "All right, man, back to the shits. Let me go ahead and
gotta
suck it up."
fucking- Yeah, get back on it.
I do like that when he walked up to that camp, like they were just chilling. Like some one dude just knew kind of how to sing, and they were like, "All right, man, do a concert." No one questioned like, "Hey, this guy's walking up here." Like,
That was my
nobody-
thing. Yeah, like he was clearly walking up and nobody turned.
Yeah.
And
Well, fuck. I mean, there's no telling. Like those dudes that day could have went through some shit just as horrendous. They don't give a fuck. You know.
Well, I
That's
guess
the
when you
thing
got to
is,
do with the
they had
voice
to
of an angel up there, I probably wouldn't have stopped either.
Yeah.
they had to have heard the gunfire coming from not even a mile away. You'd think they would be a little bit more at attention.
I mean, that shit was probably going.
Well, I don't
All
know
day.
because when
And
he
if you're
jumped
deaf-
in the water, it was dark, and when he got out, it was daylight. He must have been in there for a little bit.
Was it? I thought it was daylight when he left the town.
No, because that's right. That's after he got shot, woke up, him and old girl fall in love. He goes in, chokes out the one German dude,
Yeah, that shit was
runs
crazy.
and tackles. Not even tackles, just kind of,
Shoulder checks the other one.
which is crazy because you thought you'd have killed him.
That's what pissed me off. He was running right down the middle of those fucking lanes, and they
He didn't
shoot
try
him.
and like
Yeah.
dip.
He didn't even try and serpentine nothing. He was
didn't
just
try to squiggly squig or nothing. Dude.
He just ran in a
Just
straight
fucking
line.
beeline.
Whoever was the shots for those Germans was a shit shot because they popped off on him pause like 7 times and missed.
empty clips, and they still missed. Like that one got him, and he got clipped. Like, and the one dude like up in the house when he first got to that town got him. Everybody else just was right there and missed.
Yeah, that's right. That's like I think that circles back to the fucking the writing.
writing,
You
yeah.
know? I mean that's in every war movie though. You know, the fucking
do you think-
the good guys get shot at and never get hit, and
They never
and
miss
hit,
on the bad
They hit
guys.
every bad guy almost. You know.
So
Also,
he jumps in the water then, and then by the time he gets out of the water, it's like early morning. So he must have been in there for a little bit.
Well, that's what makes it so hard about. I'm still on the shooting thing. Sorry. That's what makes it so hard about like a movie like this, because most war movies, if you notice, there's like a squad ensemble of characters. So like Saving Private Ryan, there's like 8 of those guys.
Yeah.
You know, Black Hawk Down, there's multiple different units. You know, We Were Soldiers, there's guys everywhere. So you have like expendable people that maybe don't have lines that can get hit, like Vin Diesel. Motherfucker had like 2 lines, he got sniped. You know what I'm saying? So by the end of it, you don't waste your main characters like Tom Hanks and stuff, but he still ends up dying. But like,
fuck Tom Hanks.
what? Come on, man, Woody. But
Hey, man, listen, I'm with you.
In-
Respectfully, I'm with him.
in-
Like,
in
how
the-
you not like Tom Hanks?
in
Touching
1917,
kids and shit.
What?
When all that shit came out with Epstein, I'm just a little
go
sidetrack.
ahead.
All that shit came out with Epstein.
He went there. He did. He went to the island.
Yeah, his name was on the list, and as soon as it came out, he went to Greece where they don't extradite for that stuff because they consider it more of a mental illness than an actual crime.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why he moved out there. It was like right in the middle of COVID too. They tried to be like, oh well, this
Real
is where my
quiet.
wife's from, and so we're
Get
we're
Tom
getting back
Hanks
to
the
her
fuck out of here
roots.
then.
Exactly. That's why it's fuck Tom Hanks.
All right, yeah.
I got a point, dog. Hard to argue with.
Yeah, I feel it. But like that's what makes it hard about a movie like 1917 when you've got just like
That one
literal 2 characters and then it gets cut down to 1. He's
You obviously,
he's
yeah,
either
you
got to
can't
get fucked up super bad or, you know, I mean,
just complete
or,
the mission regardless.
Yeah,
Yeah, like it's-
or they've got to make the Germans or the bad guys in this like miss. you
Am
know?
I bugging, or did I at the end need to say it was like inspired by true events, or was
Yeah.
based on a true story, or something,
Yeah,
something like
probably
that?
Someone, I think the director or someone's like great uncle or some shit like that.
That'd be crazy.
That as well.
And
Life
to be
is
like
crazy,
one of the
man.
greatest movies, for me personally, like ever, and like it's inspired by like something in your lineage. That's dope.
Yeah.
Like
I
that.
don't
That is
have
good.
And to
anything
bring it to
that
life
dope.
like that, yeah, no.
Maybe slavery or something.
Mine was, alcoholism,
Oh, all right.
abuse. Viva la Mexico, yeah.
Hey, dude, my dad too, bro.
You good, man?
Yeah, no, I'm good, man. Just like Fuck.
Got real dark, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Look at my life.
But I don't know. Where do you guys want to take this now?
He ended up telling the brother.
Oh,
that was
yeah,
good.
when
He
making
told
it
the
to the
brother,
end.
came and told him. Dude definitely needed a hug. I probably would have been like, hey, man, like I know I just told you your brother died. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're going through it, man. You want a hug or something like that, dog? Like,
The craziest part is that motherfucker had to get back to it the next day.
Literally.
You know,
Not even
like,
next
it's not
day,
like
like
it's
5
like,
minutes
dude,
later.
you did this mission for us. Go home. You're done, dude. No, it's like, dude, you can still fight. Here, take this rifle and go to the front line.
You get like a 30-minute
You'll be on the
nap.
next charge. Get in there.
And that's the thing. I mean, Benedict Cumberbatch, as much like how minor his character was, he had a good point. Like, I've seen this a dozen times. They're going to call off this hit right now. They're going to call off this charge right now. But 2 weeks from now, a month, they're going to be saying, all right, charge, go back out there. Yeah. And he had a good point. You know, it's one of those things like with war, there's never really, that wasn't like a winning scenario regardless. Like, it just
I'd have smacked the shit out of that nigga, dog, if I was him.
Yeah. And
as soon as he was being a dick, I'd have smacked him like, dog, you know what the fuck I've been through in the last 24 hours?
Like, I gotta
if you don't call this fucking attack off, dog, I got blood on this note right here, all right?
Yeah.
My man's got stabbed up by a German.
Yeah.
Call the fucking tango like he said, bitch. He didn't even tell him to call it off. Open the fucking letter is all he told him to do. Literally. Just read the letter.
And that was the part that got me, was the dramatics that they added into that scene.
Where he's like, what did he say? He said some ill shit, didn't he?
Yeah.
What did he say? Like, after he did it, he was like, damn, dog. We said something because we both thought it was corny.
Oh, he wasn't even like facing the dude. He's like, tell him to call it off or some shit. It was like that scene where they literally did it for just the drama, where in reality, be like, call off the charge, because dudes was already running out there and getting got.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He should have put a little bit more, it just felt like he should have been more.
A little more emphasis on the fact that, hey, call it off.
Yeah, go
even though
save these kids'
Not turn your
life.
back and whisper it, basically.
Yeah.
Call it off.
And the dude
he talked to the other guy in the room.
And the dude just casually walk out there while everybody else just stands there like, so we're not charging. Okay, I mean, cool.
Even though they've already taken off, and
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This has already
Explosions
started.
was already going off, but that scene was dope where he was like running, and like he was like, he knew he couldn't cover that trench, and that whole time, and like just was like, fuck it, I'm getting up here, out in the open. I like that scene. That was dope, and like
it was
knowing the story behind it was pretty cool.
Definitely my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Especially cinematography wise, just to coordinate all that, and the fact that they did a shitty job of coordinating it anyway, with him running into two guys.
Yeah.
Well,
which is pretty crazy.
They claimed that they had practiced the entire going over it for like 6 months prior to them actually starting shooting.
Wow.
Because they knew with all the explosions, they knew they only had one take. You can't blow up a field twice and it be authentic.
But I feel like they should have addressed like, hey, if you run into this guy or run into somebody, don't act like you died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that part really kind of. It's like a minor thing that you probably don't, like, your first time through, you wouldn't notice it, but like it really bugged me after I saw it. Like, he just bumped into you, you're not dead. Like, get up, if you fall down, get up and run.
What's that one chick on X-Men, the original X-Men series, the first 3 movies, and she touched skin, she'd kill you?
I know who you're talking about. I don't know the name off top.
That's who he was, man. Y'all just didn't know.
Whatever, dude. Well, he should be middle linebacker. That's what he should be.
That's what I'm saying. He just run up and just don't to everybody. I mean, winning wars.
Just telling you, man.
There was one part about that scene. What was it? I was about to say. Fuck.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. My bad.
No, it was. I'm dumb.
Don't do that. We've talked about this.
Real.
I can't remember. It's
gone.
I'll think of it at some point, like later tonight. I'll just be like, oh yeah.
He gonna text me like 3 a.m. and be like, hey dog, real quick. This is what I was thinking earlier.
Yeah, just edit in a voiceover.
It's like a little commentator's note or some shit.
Just come back into it, boss. That it?
I mean,
that's the movie. I mean,
that's a pause,
Come back into it. I can go to
Didn't
court
sound
and do
gay
it.
to me.
I can take it to home in court and win.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Todd.
You wouldn't even get that pre-trial.
Listen, man. Hey, they'd be like, we don't want to do this. Go ahead and just give him what he wants.
Yeah.
So I got kind of like onto I guess
Go ahead.
into the medical side of it. We already talked about that explosion. Like I feel like personally he should have been more fucked up than just dust in his eyes and his mouth.
Yeah, he probably should have been.
At least busted the eardrums.
There's all kinds of shit. Like if you watch any of the footage of stuff in Ukraine, they're dropping those mortars off those drones, and some of those dudes are all right. It just so happens it just determines where the fragmentation goes in the
Dude got
whatever
completely
device.
covered covered in those rocks.
Yeah.
I feel like it.
He at least, I feel like, had a concussion. At
Oh,
the
for
least.
sure. He'd have a concussion just from being that close to it. But, like, then again, that circles back to, like, the main character syndrome
Yeah.
of, like, we got to protect this guy.
Like he can't die.
Yeah, he can't get
like,
fucked up to where he can't complete the mission. So, like,
He can poke
otherwise,
by barbed wire, but get shot in the head. He's all right.
otherwise we wouldn't have a movie.
He had a metal hat on, though, man. He'd be all right.
That
Yeah,
should
a
have
metal
left him
hat
with
that
that.
was made out of, like, a frying pan.
Yeah, it was made out of tin.
Question: what is the medical thing for like no sleeping after a concussion? Like, what is like the hours? Like, isn't that a thing? Like, after you get a concussion,
you definitely,
like, for how long? Do you have
it's-
to like try and stay?
It just depends. It depends, because, like, obviously you can't do it for him, but, like, if we had somebody today, like, if you slipped out here and hit your head, you're going to have to get, like, a CT scan,
Oh, okay, never mind.
you know, like, to
got
see, like,
insurance.
if you do have, like, a severe concussion, because it's not just the fact that you have a concussion, it's if you have internal bleeding in your head or not. And if you're asleep and you're bleeding in your head, you don't know what kind of symptoms are happening, because when you're bleeding in your head, you get pressure on your brain, and you could tell me that, hey, I don't feel right, some shit's happening, my head fucking hurts, but if you're asleep, you're
feel
just
that
gonna
because
die, you know.
Word.
So if it's something like that, if it's and the natural response is to go to sleep because you're sleepy, because you're fucked up, you got your brain got smashed into the back of your skull or to the front or to the side or whatever side your concussion's on, but definitely if he didn't have any symptoms within like 12 or 24 hours, but like it's hard to stay up for that long, you know, just being a normal person.
Oh, they had cocaine back then. He'd been fine.
Yeah, he would probably like some type of meth actually, but
Oh, for sure.
yeah, definitely 12 hours of like close monitoring for sure before you do anything else.
So it wasn't 72 hours.
Nah, that's what I thought. I knew it wasn't that.
It's just not physically possible to stay awake for 72 hours. You know?
Try me, motherfucker.
You know,
Tomorrow's my Friday.
I mean, you know what I mean. Just like, you know, it's not feasible to ask somebody, hey, stay awake for 72 hours because you might have a brain bleed. You know, so
I knew it wasn't 70. I just knew it like
There was a time.
there was a time length. I just didn't know like for what.
yeah. I mean, like, there's nothing saying that he wouldn't, like, in a modern day situation, if you got a concussion like that with a brain bleed, that you couldn't go to the hospital and go to sleep. It's just the fact that we don't want you to go to sleep on your couch in your living room. You know, come to the hospital and go to sleep. Don't come in here and
because
go
then
to
they
sleep.
monitor vitals and
Yeah,
such.
so
Okay,
don't
okay.
come in here and go to sleep because your homeboy will come in here and find you croaked. So,
Just, hey, man, if it happens, man, just...
Do you think that like in a realistic sense, in that scene where he got popped in the head and he was out and woke up, it was night. Do you think in a realistic sense that would have hindered him on
for
his
sure.
journey? Like he would have been more
he would
fucked
not
up?
have had. He probably wouldn't have had very good balance, hand-eye coordination. Vision would have been blurry, double vision, things like that. Depending on depending on how bad it was, we just don't. I mean, it's a movie, and we also don't know how bad the head injury was. It just determines if he has like a TBI. Like they've done research to say that you can get TBIs from firing too many rounds of 50 cal.
What is that?
Like
TBI. No,
traumatic brain injury. Sorry.
no, you're good.
So like from the concussion of firing a 50 cal. So
Really?
they're they're talking about limiting soldiers in training to firing like less than 50 rounds of 50 cal a day. To minimize your TBI. So
How the fuck are we gonna win wars?
well, no, I'm saying in a training scenario. But yeah, he definitely probably would have had a TBI from that. But like, I can't, I don't have I don't have X-ray vision. But
Yeah, I mean, we knew later in that scene where like it showed the back of his head was still like very bloody, like where he probably like landed on it.
yeah, so yeah, if he's bleeding from the back of his head, then that's obviously he has probably skull fracture, definitely lacerations on the back of his head. So he's probably definitely has like a severe concussion and should not go to sleep.
That last
in the
nap on
basement.
that last nap on the tree was probably his last nap.
Could have been, man. Could have been. I mean, he
All
probably
that
died
just
from
to- that was
infection, So
Okay.
Game over, bro.
yeah, no,
He got the mission done, though. That's all that matters.
there's
Exactly.
so many fucking things that could have happened.
Yeah. I can't remember if there were
in the
any other
week
scenes.
inside of that. I mean, just the dust that he inhaled.
Exactly. Yeah. I had a feeling
He could have pneumonia, and it's 1917. You're gonna fucking die,
just die regardless. Yeah.
especially in Germany where it's wet, or in France or wherever they were at.
Where were they? Were they in France or were they in
I think they were in France.
like Britain? British.
That would have
fields
made
or
sense for the timeline. That would have been... Damn, bro.
something? What was the name of the town that they had to go to? Because that one that he went to. Because
You can keep the conversation going. I'll answer that question for you,
They were
sir.
probably still in France, I think.
I feel like that would be.
Or
right,
at least very, very nearly, like probably on the border, or maybe even pushed in a little bit to Germany, because Germany did end up surrendering. But
Damn dog, double back though when they came back. It's crazy.
They came back with vengeance.
Dude, they had 30 years to get ready and they still lost.
Did they?
No.
They came out with some numbers
Well,
on the scoreboard.
They did. They had the stat line was padded.
Yeah,
They
crazy
padded the
dog.
stat line. When you start
Like-
murking civilians, your fucking your death toll just skyrockets.
Definitely like Floyd's record,
But then
man.
we
It's like
came
50-0, but
But we came back with some motherfucking bombs on some little Asian dudes, and I mean, we got our numbers up too.
I know, right? Like
Right there at the right there at the buzzer, we stat padded.
right.
So, I mean,
The 11th hour, we got it.
yeah, and they wanted. What the crazy shit is, they wanted to surrender after the first one. We did the second one just because we had it ready.
yeah, they were in France.
Okay.
I don't know if you want me to like go over all of it, but yeah, they were in France. Put it to you like that.
What? Yeah. Okay, cool.
That's about where it was at.
That definitely
France.
looks like France. Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
Definitely a Google image of
I can
France.
see all the
There's like a
baguettes.
bunch of fucking facts about that, like how the line, like over the whole, like the main line of defense and like attack and stuff, like moved like less than like a mile or some shit. Like after it was all said and done, it had only went like a mile either way.
Do you know if they legit built trenches to go through that, or is that
Like trenches in real, like
no
real
in the
life?
movie? Did
Oh, for
they
the
did
movie,
they build those or
like,
did?
legitimately built them?
Oh
did they?
yeah, no, the ones that are there now are like all filled in with grass and shit.
Okay, so they went. Okay.
Yeah, they're like
So they really did use. The
yeah,
one,
they had
like,
to build. They probably built some new ones somewhere in. They probably filmed it in England.
I mean, yeah. Because I mean, just for the simple fact of like, we're gonna blow up an entire.
Well, and like another
field,
thing is
so
like
let's-
probably like historical stuff. They probably don't want to dig up old trenches and shit. And
That
like,
makes sense,
You
too,
know, and that's
actually.
on farmland, so you know.
I hope they paid that farmer well, because if not, they
But
just.
there's all kinds of stories of like the tunnelers that would tunnel underneath. They would start like the English and the Germans and the French all had them, but they would start on their side and tunnel underground to the other side, and they would.
Peaky Blinders.
There would be like Peaky Blinders exactly. There would be like dueling tunnelers, and they would run into each other and blow each other up and all kinds of shit.
Imagine that shit. You never get found because you're 30 feet in the ground
Yeah, and it collapses.
already.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like one of the ends collapse, and you just never get found.
Yeah,
'cause-
or you tunnel into another group of dudes that's tunneling, and you gotta fight each other hand to hand with shovels and shit.
imagine surviving and like the end still collapse. Like you're just stuck down there. Like how do you like?
You
Fuck,
give up,
dude,
man.
that would
Yeah,
suck.
man.
I
Like
mean,
I would love to see a movie about that. And they need to make one.
the few little scenes that they had in Peaky Blinders were pretty
really
decent.
good, yeah.
Yeah, they
Should
really
make a
were.
movie off that alone, I think. I'd love to see a Peaky Blinders War spinoff.
He's getting
are they
older.
still doing Peaky Blinders?
It's over.
Did they?
That last season was.
I think they have a movie coming though.
I think I did hear something about.
I think they've got a movie coming to kind of like wrap it up. I feel like that's probably what they done with The Last Kingdom, where they had the series like, we're gonna throw this movie at the end of it, just kind of
I
wrap
really
shit
didn't
up.
like the last season of Peaky Blinders, to be honest. Or not the last season, the 5th season.
I stopped. That's when I stopped watching. Was
I thought you didn't watch it.
no, I watched like the first 3 or 4, maybe 5 seasons. I can't remember for sure right now, but no, I started watching it. It was one of those that got stale to me real quick, so I just like.
You can't. I mean, you can't beat Thomas Shelby. Like you just got to like they have to find a way for him to win every time. Oh,
But
like
then he doesn't. Like, you know, I think in season 5, like,
well,
I
he
mean, I guess he could win.
had cancer, but then he actually didn't have cancer.
Yeah. But then, like, at the end of season 5, I think, when they, like, he was trying to kill that Nazi fascist guy, and they, like, end up getting his boy and, like, strangling, fucking Goldmember, whatever his name is. I can't remember. his
Yo,
name.
Goldmember.
Yeah, that was played by
Yeah.
I know
You
you're talking about.
Yeah, they get all those,
Yeah.
all of them, and they
It's like well, I think that's why they had the movie coming because it was left at like this weird little cliffhanger where he told his Lizzie, that chick, he was like, look, dude, like I done defeated damn near everybody, but this motherfucker, like I cannot get over on him.
Yeah. It's pretty wild. I hated to see that happen, but
I think they'll
I
wrap
feel
it up.
like it could have ended after like the 3rd season or something, maybe
Probably.
third or fourth season.
That's usually like whenever shows like start to like go downhill
no,
in quality is
dude.
after the 4th or so season.
We had
It's like, go ahead.
Go ahead, no.
Like they put all their good shit in the first couple seasons because they're like, all right, you know, we want to
Yeah,
make
they
sure
gotta
people
peek it out, so
they
so
wanna-
we get renewed.
exactly, and then after that, it's like, well, where do we go from here?
Yeah,
I'm saying some shows like Respect to Supernatural, my favorite show, they should have ended.
never seen it.
Chua. Missing out, respectfully. I fuck with it's my favorite, but like they definitely should have capped at like 6, maybe 7 seasons. 15 was crazy.
Same thing
15
15
seasons?
from
Same-
2005 to 2020, bro.
Same thing happened with Walking Dead.
Yeah,
I
dude,
mean-
I watched literally the first episode of The Walking Dead. I was like, this is corny as shit, and never went back.
Yeah, I mean, like I watched it as a younger kid, and like I stopped.
crazy,
I
a
stopped
younger
watching
kid.
that for like the 6th season or something like that, dude. Like,
It's like, oh, it's a world full of zombies, and yet they keep running into other normal people. Like, what?
yeah, and then like there's a new bad guy every time. Every
Like, in a
single
world where
season.
there's nobody, how are there bad guys?
Yeah,
It's crazy.
who's got the time to fucking be a villain?
And there's
you gotta worry
literal
about food, man.
zombies.
Exactly. I feel like that'd be the easiest zombie apocalypse to survive in.
Yeah. I would actually try to survive that one, but if it was like the I Am Legend zombies,
Or World War Z. Yeah, no.
I
If
never
they're
saw World War
sprinters,
Z,
dude,
but-
no.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna shoot myself in the head.
dead ass.
Yep. I'll go somewhere where they couldn't get maybe for a little bit. Grab like a 6-pack, maybe like a doob, and just and just fucking
What year is it? Who says dude?
and then I'll off myself. And that's it.
I respect it, man.
You ain't got to give
Shit,
Daniel
man, that
much,
was my plan
dog.
for Saturday, but whatever.
They include the doob? I mean, damn.
Yeah,
son.
man. Of course.
All right,
But
well,
you gonna wrap it up or what? You want to keep
Pause.
schizo ranting?
we can sketch our rants after. I'll wrap it up. And, yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Pause.
yeah, that's true.
Uh,
That's true. I forgot about that.
Scale of 1 to 10, fellas. What do you got 1917 as?
I'm gonna give it an 8, just because the storyline wasn't there.
Yeah, same, honestly, for that specific part. And like the little
Cinematography
shit, like
saved
the
that.
tree and
The
like the
cow.
medical part. And yeah, the cow, you actually kind of had
Yeah,
a good
I
point,
actually
like
kinda
that
fuck with the cow
foreshadowing.
now.
That,
Yeah.
I like that part, but now that you've pointed that out, but yeah.
Let's just bring him in on full time. Because I don't catch shit like that.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. That's why it works with more than 2 people, because I wouldn't have caught that. We would have completely just
Yeah, we've just
skipped-
been here
no.
rambling
over
on
it.
about nonsense.
We would have just been bitching about the cow. But
I
you
could be
just-
reaching though. I could be reaching, but like
Whether it's a reach
put
or
me
not.
what put me onto it was like, why would they kill all of them and not kill the last one?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what got
Like,
me.
that's stupid. So like, obviously,
They even killed the
There's a
fucking
reason
dog.
why.
Yeah.
Like if you whenever they're walking up to the house, they killed the fucking dog.
yeah.
So,
So you got to think like in cinema and everything, like nothing's an accident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like everything's intentional. So I think it was, and I didn't realize that when I was watching it. I just realized it when you said it. So,
yeah,
That makes sense.
and it makes sense actually.
Yeah.
But like you said, who knows?
I'm giving it a 9, man. Can't give it a 10 just because of.
Dude, I'll be honest. I almost gave it a 7. But
Wow.
yeah, almost.
I respect it. Yeah.
I'll put it like this: if I buy a movie on DVD, it's probably like at least a solid 7, soft 8 to me. If I buy it on DVD, if I go and someone buy it,
Yeah. I think like you got to look at it in terms of like if you pull one aspect of the movie out, does it just fall flat on its fucking face? Like if you pull like for example like the cinematography is so good. If you pull the cinematography out and put traditional cinematography in it, where would you rate that?
I hear everything you're saying, Garrett.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you take
It's a 9, dog.
If a movie can't be a 10 out of 10 without taking one piece out of it,
God damn.
you know, I don't think it's truly a
I
10 out
take
of 10
back
movie.
everything I said.
You know what I'm saying?
He can't come back, dog. It's like I can't. He's
Question,
pushing apart
would it-
on my shit, bro. Pause.
Would it?
But like that's just my way of looking at it. I mean, if you can't take one piece and it still not be a fucking phenomenal movie, then it just
I like the
doesn't do it-
storyline.
just doesn't do it for me.
Hey, man, what's up, brother?
Again, dog. Every time we record, I'm fucking with you.
I gotta answer this shit, man.
When we did
So
the
did you already do it on the lottery machine?
when we did the recommendations podcast, that I fucked that podcast up. Dog. I deleted all the video files on accident, and so it never came out. I have the audio laying around somewhere.
So are you calling this something different than your other one? Is this separate from your other one?
We just did the Answer the Internet just to kind of give people like an introduction to me and him doing one. Because I didn't.
So this isn't part of like we'll figure this shit out later.
No. This is completely separate.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
this is a completely separate thing. This is
You
just
got
what
2
me.
podcasts running.
Yeah, 3 technically. Because I had one. I wanted to do one solo where I would just sit and talk to a different person every time, but I kind of got stagnant in it. I had like 4 or 5 people lined up, paused, and then just never did it.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, when I wanted to do the movie review, that was initially me, you, Stevie, and Daniel, and I was like, it'd be cool.
So is that what this podcast is gonna be about, or what?
Movie reviews, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's not like I'm saying it negatively. I'm not saying that negatively. Like that's it. But like, is that what this is about? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Because
Just clarifying.
what it was is just kicking it over at Steven's house. Like, damn, this dude knows his fucking movies. We played that Scene It one day, and I was like, this dude knows his movies. And then me and him just having discussions over movies. He's a little more in depth with actors and all that stuff. And I was like, I got an idea. It'd be cool. Get everybody together. My idea was on fight nights. We're already all over here anyway.
Come over an hour early.
Yeah.
And just kick it.
Discuss a movie.
Yeah.
You know, things didn't work out. It is what it is. And then we ended up, and then when I brought it up, I was telling Daniel, I was like, the dude looked at me and he was like, dog, you get my fucking direct line. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I love movies. And I was like, well, I didn't want to ask because Steven didn't want to do it. And I was like, well, damn, Garrett ain't going to do it if Steven don't want to do it, probably. And
I'll get down on anything. Pause. But, like, I don't know if y'all want to do, like a new movie next time or whatever, you know? I mean, like.
That's the thing is just, like, there's so much, like, so many movies. Like, we're going to have to go over older ones if we choose.
Well, I mean, like, and if you're wanting to, like, take off or whatever, like, maybe, like, doing something that's, like, fresh might help, you know what I'm saying? Like, do just your shit. If we want to do shit from 1965, I'm down, but, like, whatever, you know, we can keep it classic, we can go new or whatever.
I think whoever's pick it is, whatever they decide.
Cool.
Because we were talking about doing...
Are we going to get him next pick?
Yeah, what
do you want to do, man?
We'll give people
I guess Parasite, you know, because we've been talking about it. We heard that one podcast, I don't remember who it is, the Jews.
Oh, two Jews and two black dudes?
Yeah. And it just, the way that they were
actually, you know what? You probably would fuck with it. It's hilarious.
It was one I had never really, like, even thought about watching. It just didn't look good to me, but the way that they were describing it and, like, how they were going back and forth, like, on specific scenes, kind of like how we did with the cow and shit, it made me, like, it kind of piqued my interest. So, yeah, I feel like Parasite would be a good one.
What it was is, like, everyone in the room was down like the movie, but one dude, and they were, like, sitting there arguing about...
And that's what makes good.
See, that hadn't happened here, obviously, yet, but, you know, it might.
That's what I'm saying.
Not really, like, it wasn't like an argument, but they were debating it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I like that discourse that they could have, because everybody interprets shit different ways. Again, go back to the cow.
Yeah.
He caught it, I didn't. I would have never even thought about that.
Yeah, that's why it helps having at least 3-4 people is for that. Just those.
Yes, Steven. 4 people.
4 people.
He's not going to come over here on the middle of the week. He can't. He has work, but...
Yeah, he's at work right now.
Doesn't matter. So we... Do what?
He calls in, like, all the time, though.
Does he really?
No. Well, I mean, on the other podcast, I physically have called him, like, I can hook my phone up to this.
Oh, like a talk show, like a radio show.
Yeah, and, like, call him, and then, like, we'd have to wear headphones to hear him, but, or unless I had, monitor speakers, we could do that, but... Nah. We good? You good?
Yeah.
You good?
I'm good, man.
We're good. Parasite's next. And then whatever, Garrett will have third pick.
Yep.
I mean, I can think about it now. I mean, I don't care.
We can do something new if you want to.
I mean, I like my war movies. I would recommend All Quiet on the Western Front, but it is foreign language, so a lot of people don't like that. I don't know, man. I would think about it. I was thinking maybe John Wick Chapter 4. I'm not sure. I've
got all 3 of them on DVD. I've got all 3 of them.
I know it's fucking rent to buy. So we can hit the John Wick trilogy. I got that on DVD. So.
I've got all of them. Well, what we could do, just do a John Wick series. Because what we could do is I've got all 3 of them on DVD. We could watch all 3 of them, and then just rent the last one, the 4th one.
Isn't that still in theaters though? If I'm not
mistaken?
Yeah, but it's like it's out.
Is that already like able to rent?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can do that from the beginning on most movies, like unless they're like in theaters only or whatever.
Do that. Bomb, do the 4th one. I do know that when it's my pick again, and that if I'm depending on how often we do this, Oppenheimer is going to come out probably around my pick. So I want you to know right now, Oppenheimer will be my pick whenever it's time.
That's a good one. I don't know if I want to do John Wick or not. I might do a Quentin Tarantino movie. I don't know. I might have to think about it. Huh?
You got stars? Because I know that.
Yeah, I got stars on Amazon Prime.
I hadn't seen the.
My brother is.
Let me end this and then we'll go. Let me end this.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching. Again, we'll have to come up with it. We'll come up with a different name. Because Double D's movie reviews is what we were going to call it, and I had a sick idea for like a logo. Mm-hmm. It's insane. It was a chick, and then her boobs were me and Daniel's heads.
I'll be the clitoris. The G-spot, baby.
Like, subscribe.
I love it.
Dog, no, hold on, bro.
On something.
Write that down, Daniel. Like,
Hey,
subscribe,
On the
comment.
next episode, G Spot's medical hour, dude. We'll fucking be here for it.
Write all this down, bro. Y'all come fuck with us.